Whereas the matter at hand was raised by Honorable Semuju in relation to the alleged kidnap of one, Mr. Kato Sharif. In order for us to appreciate this matter better, I will also discuss related cases of a similar nature elsewhere in the country. On the 21st of January 2021, if you will all members recollect, I held a press briefing together with the Inspector General of Police on the general security in the country. During this briefing, journalists present in that briefing raised concerns of alleged kidnaps, particularly in Masaka and Kampala metropolitan area. On 1st February this year, the Deputy Inspector General of Police held another briefing, and he too, in that briefing, was informed of alleged kidnaps. In both cases, that is of the 21st of January and on the 1st of February this year, the Director of Criminal Investigation Department of the police was instructed to carry out investigations on all these allegations. To bring it closer to your attention, in Mukono, there were allegations that persons were kidnapped, and these persons included Mr. Male Musa, Mr. Kamata Muhammad, Mr. Kajimu Musa, and Mr. Kiberu Julius. In Masaka, it was alleged that Luganzi Francis, Nalbega Ruth, Cheyuni Nasur, Matovu Robert, Lubwama Patrick, Naluswata Teddy, Nakamanya Sylvia, Nasaka Hadija, Musime Justin, Kaoma Matia, and Nankiboa Christine had been kidnapped. On the 29th of January, as I have mentioned earlier, I received a letter to make a statement on these matters. Now, as investigations on the alleged kidnaps were going on, the following court orders were received. On the 28th of December 2020, a court order was served on the Attorney General, the Inspector General of Police, and the Chief of the Defense Forces for the release of one Niwabime Daudi. On the 6th of January 2021, a court order was served on the Attorney General, the Inspector General of Police, the Command and Special Investigations Department of the Police for the release of Niwabime Daudi, Lumu Ronald, Kabale Bernard, Mugarura Ronald, and Shafiq. And on the 19th of January 2021, another order was served on the Attorney General, the Inspector General of Police, the Chief of the Defense Forces, the Special Forces Command, the Director ISO, and the Commandant for the release of Male Musa, Kamata Muhammad, Kajimu Musa, and Kiberu Julius. So what are the findings so far? Niwabime Daudi allegedly went missing on the 19th of November 2020 at Kawempe. This alleged kidnap was reported by Babigumira Dennis, the father of Niwabime Daudi. He made this report to Kawempe Police Station, and the report is recorded as SDRF 76/27/11/20 2020. Mr. Bagumila Dennis also filed a miscellaneous case number 368/20, Nwabine David versus Attorney General. As we stand now, investigations are continuing to establish the whereabouts of Nwabine Daudi. There is the matter of the alleged kidnap of Lumu Ronald, Kibale Bernard, Mugarura Ronald, and Shafiq. I would like to state that the above were actually not kidnapped. They were arrested for aiding and abetting terrorism. They were logged as SIDGAF 196/20. These suspects, upon arrest, were interviewed, they recorded statements, and on the 6th of January this year, they were all released on police bond. Kato Sharif. It's alleged that the victim was kidnapped from Kireka Central Market on the 24th of January this year. The investigating team, upon receipt of this information, went to Kireka Central Market, met the chairman of Kireka Central Market, Mr. Katende Stephen. The chairperson revealed that the person in question was not Kato Sharif, but Kasozi Sharif. And we are continuing to investigate the whereabouts of Kasozi Sharif. There was the matter of the alleged kidnap of 8 male victims from Mukono district. It's alleged that on the 23rd of December 2020, at about 2 a.m. at Katogo village, Nama Sub-County, Mukono district, 7 men putting on uniforms similar to that worn by the army and a civilian traveling in a numberless vehicle stormed this area and kidnapped Kamia Fred, Kiwanuka Solite, Mukasa Juma, Chakua Joseph, Senkubuge Isma, Ntulumet Stephen, and Kiberu Julius. This matter was recorded at Mukono Police Station as CRB 141/2021. On the 24th of December last year, at about 7 a.m., Kiwanuka Fred was found allegedly tortured and abandoned at Busunju village in Kakiri. The others I have mentioned above are not yet seen, and police investigations are still going on to follow up this matter. There is the alleged kidnap of Serunkuma John Bosco on 3rd of December last year from Nansana, and the abduction of Babire Rita, Sebaduka Ali, Chibirige Emma, Sula Muyanja, Twaibu Dumba, all allegedly abducted from a carpentry workshop in Buaise on the 18th of November. We are continuing to investigate this matter. In summary, we have 44 cases of alleged kidnap. 7 of these, that is Muyanja Suleiman, Sebaduka Ali Bogere, Twaibu Dumba, Chibirige Emma, Junju Sharif, Kakai Jane, and Babire Rita, were not actually kidnapped. They were arrested and were charged, and they have been bailed. 4, that is Lumu Ronald, Kabale Bernard, Mugarura Ronald, and Shafiq were kidnapped, were not actually kidnapped, but they were arrested. Galiwango Rogers, allegedly kidnapped from Chebando with 10 others, resurfaced 3 days later, so they are no longer recorded as missing persons. Kiwanuka Fred was allegedly abandoned. We are yet to take a statement from him to determine how he disappeared from Mukono and appeared in Bushunju. From this, therefore, 31 cases are yet to be traced. And these 31 are summarized as follows: 11 from Chotera, 9 from Chebando Nansana, 1 from Buaise, 7 from Mukono, and 1 from Kireka, and 1 from Mukono. That are the 31 who have not yet been able to account for from the 44 who have been reported as kidnapped. Honorable Right Speaker and honorable colleagues, I have tried to give an update on the continuous incidents of alleged kidnap. As I have indicated, investigations are ongoing, and I undertake to give progress of these investigations with the time as more information is obtained. I would like also to take this opportunity to appeal to you, honorable colleagues, and the public in general, to please report any alleged incidents of kidnap to the police. I can guarantee we will undertake to investigate each and every one of the reported incidents, and we will be able to provide information as and when we get it. Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members, I thank you for this opportunity to give this update on the matter raised on the floor of this House. I thank you.
The Minister of Internal Affairs. In the case of Sharif from Chireka, he was kidnapped during broad daylight. It's not that they broke, like in the case of Asman Semakura, one of the senior FDC members, where they went and broke into this house. They drove, parked at the market, went, put him on handcuffs, and drove away. I want to find out from the Minister for Internal Affairs, when Zebra was killed in Kawembe, police said they had seen that vehicle called the drone going to Chevando and going somewhere, and eventually, but that's how far they went. What is the use of these cameras that you have, Honorable Jeje Odongo? In Chireka, where we are talking about, there are more than 10 cameras, almost every after a few meters. What is the use of these cameras? Are the kidnappers so powerful that you are even frightened to follow them up? Because like that case of the zebra who was killed, the police said, okay, on our cameras we have seen the drone going this side and going this side. I'll take information with permission from Madam Speaker.
And right now, Speaker, I have used this title Al-Haji deliberately. Right now, Speaker, I think the concern that was raised in Parliament was about the violation of human rights. Unfortunately, the Minister is evading that crucial issue of violation. Right now, Speaker, we were concerned at the manner in which people were being arrested, and the manner which is contrary to the Constitution. Because the Constitution is very clear on the mode and manner of arrest. If a security officer comes to arrest you The first thing they have to do is to identify themselves. Right, Honourable Speaker, this is not happening. Number two, they must inform you in the language in which you understand why you are being arrested and the offense for which you are being arrested. This is not happening. Number three, they must give you an opportunity to inform your lawyer, your relatives, your next of kin. This is not happening. Number four, you should be taken to a gazetted detention facility. This is not happening. Number five, you must not be detained beyond 48 hours. This is not happening. And that's why, Right Honourable Speaker, the public is using the word kidnap. It is a very strong word, and the minister, you should be concerned. The reason why people are saying the security is kidnapping Ugandans is because the mode of arrest is completely against the Constitution. And I think that is where the focus should be. Can we, as a parliament, demand that henceforth nobody should be arrested unconstitutionally? Because even the people you are saying we are later released, we are not kidnapped, actually they were illegally arrested. It is not that police has a right to arrest anybody anyhow. The arrest must follow the law, and that's why Ugandans are concerned at the manner in which people are being arrested. Finally, Right Honourable Speaker, you are in this country. We have local council defense secretaries everywhere. Long ago, when there was still some sanity in the country, before anybody would be arrested, there would be courtesy to inform the Secretary for Defense on the village, even the chairperson LC1. It is not happening anymore. That's why you go to a Secretary for Defense to inquire the whereabouts of a person, nobody knows. Sometimes people are arrested and even DPCs are not informed. So you go and harass a DPC over somebody who has been arrested and there is no information. And I think that's what the minister should be addressing about the mode and manner of arrest. I thank you, Right Honourable Speaker.
To whom it may concern, they are not even taking responsibility of many, even including these Kamunyes, the tax. No number plate in front, no number plate behind. You cannot even identify who is, all of them tinted. Is there any way the Honourable Minister can maybe guide on who should have a tinted vehicle? Because all of them are completely black, no number plates, and how are we going to avoid the kidnap? That's the information I wanted to give my brother. Thank you.
Right, Honourable Speaker, my concern is that when people are missing, the lives of the people are threatened. You and me, we represent our people in this parliament. And today is happening in one region. It is happening mainly in central Uganda. And it is sending panic in the country. After central Uganda, where next? Which region next? So we are a bit scared as to why, particularly me who come from the north and Dokolo. I'm very scared as to why this kidnapped and arrest is taking place in Buganda. And I'm worried that after Buganda, the next region could actually be the north. And probably starting from Dokolo, and I'm very, very worried about that. So can the minister also, in the process of replying, tell us why is this arrest taking place in Buganda? Because we believe we are united with a country which is united in every way. So we would not like a situation where people will think Baganda are different from the rest of the country. You touch a Muganda, you would have touched a Mulango, you would have touched a Muteso, you would have touched a Mukiga. So we would like to find out why is our brothers and sisters in Buganda being attacked, arrested, kidnapped, and the rest of the country is keeping quiet. Right, Honourable Speaker, I feel that the statement of the minister must be holistic. I have heard from the media that the deputy IGP has given instructions to the intelligence agencies to give report and urgently about the missing person. Now, if this minister is the one presiding over the same ministry, and your technocrats are asking themselves as to who is responsible for this arrest and where are they, then we are wondering, right, Honorable Speaker, whether we have called the right minister to respond to this statement. I thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Of the present IG, Inspector General of Police, there was supposed to be, or there was a census of guns in this country, I think with a view to identifying who has the guns and withdrawing those guns which are probably not in the right hands. But we are concerned that you see people on the street with no uniform, no identification, armed in the open and walking, and life just goes on. We want to know who they are, who can account for their guns. Thank you, Minister.
First of all, let me respond to the very last question, Right Honourable Speaker, which you asked. You indicated concern about the question of guns out there and our ability not to be able to identify them. And yet, according to what you have said, you've heard that there was an attempt to record all the guns in the country. First of all, the exercise on fingerprinting of guns, that's the process of identifying the guns, has been going on. We've been able to do that for all vehicles in police possession. So we now know the police guns, to whom it belongs, and if it commits a crime, we can be able to match the cartridge to a gun, and if it was from the police stores, we will be able to say it was this gun, and we can be able to do the following actions of identifying the individual responsible. We've done that with the UPDF. We have also done that with individuals who have licensed guns. But Right Honourable Speaker and colleagues, you will appreciate the fact that there are illegal guns still out there, and we have not been able to fingerprint this. It is still an exercise going on, and we hope we will be able to siphon off as many of those illegal guns as we can. But it is true there are still illegal guns which have not been fingerprinted. There was a concern as to where next after Buganda. And I would like to clearly assure the honourable member that Buganda is not being targeted. You will remember in the history of this parliament, about 2017, we had a wave of murders of women, and it was in a particular area of this country. The point I'm making is criminality tends to move in waves and in cycles, and we must take note of that and be aware. We will be dealing with it in that manner. So it is not intended. The wave simply happens to be in this particular place. Honorable Aogon, Honorable Amongin, and indeed Honorable Semuju pointed out the question on how useful the CCTV cameras are. Are they reliable, or are they just, I believe they call it scarecrows? Nothing happens. They are not doing anything. I want to take this opportunity to inform you that indeed the cameras are functioning and they are doing a job they were designed for. However, you must also note that the whole country has not yet been covered. You've just come back from the countryside, and you will notice we are continuing to grow into Mbarara, into Soroti, into Lira, into Gulu, into West Nile. We are in the process of linking this all to the Central Command Center.
And now you are saying the cameras have not reached Lira, they have not reached. I'm talking about where they are. But too, you're talking about lives. You can't say that at leisure you will come next year to say these people are here. You're talking about lives. Where are they?
It is also important to note that the cameras do not cover 100% of the entire country. Even in Kampala, where they are now functional, there are still gaps. And we ought to remember that some of these gaps may be taken advantage of. Finally, in relation to cameras, it may not be prudent for me to share publicly all of the capabilities, all of the weaknesses, all of the problems related with the cameras, because the bad elements could easily take advantage of this. But indeed, I would welcome again the Committee of Parliament on Defense and Internal Affairs to have an opportunity to come to the command center in Naguru and have an opportunity to see what goes on in that place in relation to the functioning of the CCTV cameras. And I want to differ with him a little. You said we are unable to produce the individuals I have mentioned because they may already be dead. I wouldn't like to go that far. I have not yet concluded the investigations, and I cannot therefore categorically share that view which you have just stated. Secondly, you also wondered why it is taking long to come to the conclusion of these investigations. Yes, many of these happened in November, some in December, but you also appreciate that during that same period, there were very many other activities that could have taken a lot of attention away from specifically addressing this. But secondly also, I want you to remember that investigations are a painstaking, time-consuming exercise. It would be wrong for us to hurry through for the sake of wanting to respond to public demand. It is correct. We must recognize that. We must do a meticulous job, and we must be able to come to the conclusion of this matter.